Hey, there's something we got to do to get ready for next class time we have together. Okay, what we're going to start is our next actual lab. We're going to do a series of labs about a pendulum. And what a pendulum is some sort of free hanging weight that can swing freely on a string. Okay, and so now if we were at school, I just supply you. Okay, here's the weights and here's the string and here's the thing to measure it with. But unfortunately, we're not at school right now. And so what you guys have to do is I'm going to give you until our next class period to kind of get your materials ready so you can get right to doing the lab when we get to the next class period. And so what you need to get, again, it hangs freely. You need some kind of string, all right? So it could be like a thread. I don't even know if you could see this black thread on the, some thread. Can you see that? So that would work. You want a piece at least this long, okay? You're only going to really probably use this much the next time, but make it extra long so you have extra, or you could use, this is a really good kind of string if you got some string like this, or some string like this, get some string. Item number one, what is it? String, okay. Next, what you're going to need is some kind of weight to hang on the string. And now you don't have to make the thing yet, but you want to think, well, what can I find around the house that would work for that? The key is it can't be too heavy, but it's got to have a little bit of weight to it, a little bit of density, a little mass, all right? Now, again, I would supply the materials. We'd use fishing weights in the classroom, and we, weigh them on the scales and stuff. And so, but you look around the house. You don't have to go shopping to find something perfect. I don't know, but think about the size has to be fairly compact. I would say something like a tennis ball. This would be about as big as you want. Okay, smaller would be maybe a little bit better. A little bit bigger than this would be okay. And this is about having the right kind of mass or something like that. A baseball would be even better because it actually weighs more, a little bit more mass. Now you don't want something huge like something that weighs a ton because it's got to be able to hang from the string, taped to the door or wherever you tape it without slipping the string out. So it's got to be light enough to be able to hang with tape, but massive enough that air resistance doesn't affect it, okay? If you have something like a ping pong ball, or say if you have a ball like this, oh, it looks like the tennis ball, but it's made of a lot softer foam, right? This, probably the air resistance is going to mess with it. So you want to eliminate that variable. So something with a little bit of mass. Oh, I don't know, this roll of electrical tape, that would work. This is about the right size, and you can just string it there. Or look around, try to find something. I don't know, this coffee cup, that would probably do the job. You could find something around the house. Don't go for something like, oh, I know, I'll use this pair of scissors. Now, the problem with something like this, yeah, it's got an easy, convenient place to tie it, but it's so long and skinny. We got to be able to know the length of the pendulum, and so you want it to be something that you can estimate where the center of that mass is. And something long and skinny, don't do that, okay? So something compact, got a little bit of heft to it, but not a lot. All right. So again, you got to be innovative on this and hunt what you got. You're also going to need to get some kind of tape because you're going to need to tape it to like a door jamb would probably work pretty well. If you got a different kind of tape, there's lots of different kinds of tape around. Have it handy. And you're also going to need something. We're going to have to be able to measure the length. So some kind of ruler like this would work. Now the problem with this ruler is it's really not long enough to do the whole lab. It's good because I don't know if you can see, but it has the centimeters as well as inches. We're going to go by centimeters as much as possible, but we can convert it to inches if you want it. If your only rulers you got are nothing but inches, we'll use inches, okay? You got to be able to adapt to what you have easily available. So there's a ruler that would work. Now, if you don't want to have this not long enough and you have a certain length, well, what you can do is make a piece of string that you mark one side, that's separate piece of string from your pendulum, and measure out how many centimeters. There it goes to there, there it goes to there, and then mark the length you need and use this string as a ruler once you've got it measured out. So that would be something, have that handy if all you have is a 1 foot ruler. If you have a bigger ruler, I'll just tell you, in school, we use the meter sticks, but you're not at school, okay? So you probably don't have a meter stick. Maybe you have a yardstick, though. And if you have a yardstick there, you got inches on that, but you don't have centimeters, we would prefer to use centimeters. But again, you can just convert to inches if you have to. Maybe there's a tape measure in your house. Again, now the problem with this, I love these tape measures. The problem is that they're usually only in inches. And again, if it's inches, we'll just use inches. All right. You might have some other kind of ruler. I have this thing here. We'll use that. Well, okay, whatever. So you need a weight, a string, a measuring device, some kind of tape. And here's something else you're going to need, and I want you to practice this if you don't already know how, is a timer. Okay? Your cell phone will make an excellent timer, but figure out how to do it where you can set it for like a 30 seconds or a minute timer where you're like, ready, go. And then you don't have to watch it. It'll go beep when 30 seconds is up. All right, figure out how to do that on your cell phone. If you don't have a cell phone, try to come up with some other sort of timing device. You could use a watch with a second hand or something of that sort if you need to. The only reason that's not quite as good is it's hard to look at the pendulum and the clock at the same time. In the classroom, we have kids work in pairs, right? But we're not in the classroom, so we have to improvise. All right, so now you know what materials you need to get for next time. Please have it handy, and I'm going to try to set it up where I introduce the lesson, you got all your stuff, and hopefully you can get it all done just in the one class period, right? Okay, so I'll see you then.